Hebrews 6:19 says that we have this hope that is an anchor for the soul. And this anchor is sure and steady and it's secure, right? And I love that verse. It's one of my favorite verses because it gives us a picture of what this hope does for us. In the same way that an anchor helps to ground a ship in the midst of stormy seas so that it's not drifting away, the hope of Christ grounds us in the midst of stormy seasons of life. And the storms in our lives are going to try to get us to drift away from this hope that we have. But if we're grounded and if we're rooted, we're not going anywhere. And this hope gives us assurance that we are saved, assurance of our salvation. And that tells us that the things that we see around us will make us wonder if we're okay. But this anchor, this hope that anchors us, assures us that we are okay and that all the things can be crumbling around us, but we are secure in Him, in Christ, right? And so I want us to remember that as we go through our day, through our weeks, through hard times in life that sometimes get us to question and wonder, is God really caring for us? Is He taking care of me in this moment? And the answer is that He is, right? And the goal is not to get God to remove all of the things that we face, but it's that we remain steadfast in Him, clinging to the hope of the gospel. And I think that as we do that, as we learn to trust the Lord in those really hard seasons of life, I think that one of the beautiful results of that is that we grow in our maturity, in our faith, and that we also learn to endure and to persevere, which that comes from the book of James, right? That trials produce something good in us, right? And so James says, count it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of various kinds. And so we know that we should expect trials, but we are anchored in Christ. And we can rejoice in the midst of those troubles because they produce something good in us if we endure. And so my encouragement to you is to look for the hope that anchors you and grounds you. Lean on that. And if you are in a season of trouble, you can rejoice. You don't have to wait for trials to be over to rejoice. You can rejoice right here and right now as you cling to the hope of your salvation.